In our last chapter, we looked at the Psalms Explorer tool on the macro level and how it can help us look at the book level and the genre level. And in this chapter, we're going to look at how the Psalms Explorer tool can help us examine on the closer level of an individual psalm and how we can start to use this tool to make observations on the text level. And so we're going to open up to the Psalm 1 or Psalm 19. And so if I go up to the reference, I can type in Psalm 19 and hit enter. You could also, I'll show you this just because it's kind of cool. If I go, it's under book 1. If I find Psalm 19, I can hover over it and I can see it's wisdom, it's book 1, it's by David, and if I click on it, it'll open up. I'm going to close those for now. That information is also available on the left. If you're ever here and you're stuck, you just hit back to go back to that cool color graph where you can see all the psalms. And so here we have Psalm 19, and when we jump in the Psalms Explorer, we can see Psalm 19, and then we can look at the Hebrew text, we can look at the parallelism, and we can look at the structure. Now, for our purposes today, and depending on how far you go with your studies, we're not going to use the Hebrew except with the reverse interlinear. So if we're going to use that, we're going to open the ESV up. I'll add it to the side here. I'll make it small. I'll go to Psalm 19. But we're not going to use this Hebrew option here because without the reverse interlinear, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, or at least for me it is, and I took Hebrew, and so if you want to have it open, you can, but I leave it closed. So we're going to look at the parallelism, and this feature gives us the ability to see. You see these colored circles with letters in them show up. We see A, B, C, and if we hover over it, we can see. So it's a ABC, CBA synonymous, and so it's saying this is parallelism. It's A, B, C, CBA. It's saying that's the structure here, and so as we look at it, we notice right away in the English it's A, B, C, A, B, C. The heavens A, declare B, the glory of God C. The sky above A, proclaims B, his handiwork C. And in the English text, that's how it is. But if we look over on our ESV, we can actually see that the ABCCBA that shows up when we highlight is what's in the Hebrew text, because we see the heavens, which are A, declare B, the glory of God C. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the reverse interlinear. I'll slow down when we get to this next part. So when we get to, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. The sky shows up over in our Psalm Explorer as A, and if we look, the sky is 11 and 12. Proclaims is 10, which is B, and so in the Hebrew, proclaims actually occurs before the sky above. So that's the sky above is A, and proclaims is B, and then his handiwork is 7, 8, and 9, C. And so we see now that the ABC, CBA is how the Hebrew text is. And this gives us the idea that maybe this is a chiasm. It's not just a simple step parallelism, but there's something else the author tried to do here, where the heavens declare the glory of God, his handiwork proclaims, and the sky above. It sounds broken in English, that's why they've adjusted it, but the glory of God and his handiwork, just on a base level observation, I would wonder if it's a chiastic structure where they're trying to put emphasis on the glory of God, his handiwork. And And to kind of reinforce this, we can also see in that next verse, we see ABC, ABC again. But if we scroll over, we see that this time it's ABC, ABC synonymous. So where in the verse 1 we see an ABC, CBA, now we see ABC, ABC. I know as you're listening to this, I'm just saying a lot of letters over and over, but it's to try and show you that these patterns that are in the text can kind of give us insights. And how we can see an insight here is an observation I would make after reading the ABC, CBA and then the ABC, ABC is it seems like this verse 1 might be a stage setting, because we see something there that immediately is different in the next verse. And if we use the structure option, we can actually see the way that the people who put together the Psalms Explorer, the scholars, they saw this as we've got nature's declaration, verse 1. And then we've got the public word, verse 2 through 6. And so they've separated these. And so when we see that ABCCBA, it starts to look like it's intentionally different. There's a pattern possibly happening. We'd have to study more, but this gives us the ability to see that the original author structured verse 1 in one way, verse 2 in another, and we can keep going down and we can see different structures that occur. In verse 4 we see BA, BA, which that means that the way that we're seeing this in the English, their voices go out through all the earth. If we pull up the Hebrew, we're going to see through all the earth out, or goes out their voice. We see it's backwards. And so this actually helps us to very quickly see the word order in the Hebrew, which is very cool. And we also see with the structure, we can start to see, we see A, nature's declaration, B, the public word, C, the praise of the word, and then we go back to B, the private word, and then A, the psalmist's declaration. So the way that this structure goes, it looks like, or at least the people who put together the Psalm Explorers tool see this as some type of chiastic structure. And so with that information, that helps us to study more, because we're in book 1. This is a psalm written by David. So now I might make an observation, or I might start asking the question, does David normally write in chiasms? When he writes in chiasms, does he normally put his focus on A? Does he normally put it on C, like in the center? I might also start to ask questions, we're seeing this as a genre wisdom, is that common for David to do? Does David do, how does David make his chiastic structures usually? Does he normally do ABCBA? Does he do ABCCBA? I know there's a lot of letters being thrown around here, but this helps us to work on, we can see with the parallelism, we can see on a real micro level, verse by verse, how it's structured. And with the structure option, we can see how an individual chapter is broken up, or one option. And when we have this option, you may read through this and you may think, I don't think it's A, B, C, B, A. Sorry for the letters again, but you may look at it and say, maybe this is wrong, and you might look at other commentaries and see how they structure it, and that might help you to have a better idea as you're going and as you're studying. But this Psalms Explorer tool is a great starting point for looking at the structure on the verse level and the structure on the chapter level. So with the Psalms Explorer tool, we don't quite have everything, because we still need to use the search. We still need our reverse interlinear and our ESV. But it gives us so many tools that can help us identify on the structure level, and can really help us see how an individual chapter fits into the larger structure and just the nuances in that chapter.